What's going on, party people? My name is Solomon. I am an artist, and thus I go by Solomon the Artiste. So, I don't date black women. That is what people think about me. And first of all, hopefully you did not just click off the video when you heard me say that, make that statement. That was a little bit of clickbait, but I've contemplated whether or not I wanted to do this video for quite some time because, you know, a number of people have said that to me, including black women, and it's insulting because I am a black man. And I don't even know where to start with this video. It's even though I've started the video in this manner, I still don't even have a full concept of how to execute it. But the conversation has come up quite a bit, and especially now, you know, looking at, especially the past few years, because of movies like Get Out, because of, you know, Kim and Kanye and things like that, you know, it comes up a lot. And then in addition, specifically for me, my dating history doesn't help at all, I'm not gonna lie, you know, but there is commentary for that. So here's the thing. I remember in high school, there was this girl, I cannot remember her name for the life of me, but she was Jamaican, I remember that. And you know, in high school, in grade school in general, I was just far from popular. I was not popular by any way, shape or form, in any way, shape or form. This girl though, every time she would see me or every time I would see her, she was always so polite to me and she'd always be so happy and ecstatic to see me and, you know, just interact with me and everything. And me, I was such a shy, insecure boy. I didn't understand the concept of I like you, I'm feeling you, you know, I'm letting you know, say something to me. I didn't understand that concept. And I remember she was a beautiful girl. But, you know, I was so unpopular, I didn't believe anybody could be into me, you know, let alone a pretty girl like that, you know, so I was not paying it any mind back then. However, I do remember like seeing her very often, and then all of a sudden I just stopped seeing her. Or rather, I would see her, but she didn't approach me in the way that she used to, the way she did before. And it was some years later, actually that's not true, it was maybe like a year or two later after I graduated high school that someone that I went to high school with said to me, hey, you remember such and such? Again, I can't remember her name. And I'm like, yeah, what about her? And basically it was brought up that she was very into me. She really liked me and she wanted to, you know, pursue me. But she had heard from other people in the school, from other girls in the school, that I was, what's the term, colorist? Or color struck, so to speak. And I remember thinking, well, that's not true, but additionally, why would anyone think that? Nobody in the school really likes me. Like honestly, I could count my friends on one hand. So why would anyone think that or think they know me enough to make that statement, you know? But I don't know, like, it still baffles me. Like, I don't know where that could come from, but apparently it was an ongoing thing. Even though I didn't really have friends like that, I was still a part of the theater program. You know, I had studied theater in high school. And so the few girls that would speak to me or the few girls that did think that I was somewhat handsome or whatever, it was like some sort of a discussion between them. And I guess it must have been the way that I interact with people or the people that I held as friends. Like I'll admit, yeah, you know, most of the friends that I had that were female, they were usually Puerto Rican, white, you know, but those were the only people that were talking to me. You know, no one else really spoke to me. And so what do you expect, you know? And then when people, learned who my mother was and saw what she looked like, basically redheaded white woman, that didn't help the situation either. But progressing from high school and thinking about the women that I dated, like I do date a lot of redheaded women. And it's funny, it never occurred to me. Someone had said to me, are you looking for your mother in a woman? And I'm like, what? No. What do you think this is, Oedipus? That's sick. And then they called out the fact that they showed me, like, at the time it was 3 different women that I had dated, and they were all these beautiful redheaded women. And it never occurred to me that was a thing, And then many of the women that I dated were Italian, I'll admit that. Again, that just happened to be a thing, And then I dated this Filipino woman, and that just happened to be a thing. I remember dating this one black girl who, so enough of my dating history. So let me get to this. Something that black women have said to me far too many times is that I am too nice. And I never understood what that meant, because I'm like, what do you want from me? Like, what am I supposed to be? Rude? Mean? Am I supposed to push the stereotype of the angry black man? Because that's not who I am, nor who I want to be, and it's not who I'm going to, showcase just to get you in my corner, One thing that I've always done when it came to dating is I would tell these women who I am straightforward. Like, I don't like doing the whole putting my best face on to introduce myself to you, because then I feel like I have to keep that up in order to keep you, if that's how I got you. So rather, we on a date and you ask me questions, I'm gonna tell you the full on truth. I put on my best because I want to look good for you the first time you're seeing me, but understand, I don't wear Fendi all the time. I have no issues hitting up a Target, or whatever. Not either way. Point is, what I'm saying is, I'm not that dude. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. And I find that women tend to like that I tell them straightforward, this is who I am, this is where I am, this is what I am. Hopefully it works for you, and if it doesn't, you're still beautiful. I wish it could work, but it's not, and I get it. And I will say that always works in my favor to be so straightforward. However, I have found that when I have gone on dates with black women, and I hate to say it like this because I don't want to group all black women into one thing, but it just so happened to be the situation for me where I do that same thing and I say straightforward, this is who I am, this is where I am, this is what I have to offer. A lot of times they'll say, oh, that's cool, I understand that, I love the honesty. And then the phone calls stop or the phone stops being answered, and that hurts. I'm not gonna lie, that hurts. So for me, in a situation like that, it's like, no, it's not that I don't date black women, but black women don't date me. Again, and I just sort of strayed off from where I was going. Many black women, most of them will tell me, oh, you're such a nice guy. You're too nice. You're too kind. You're too pleasant. I remember dating one girl who said to me straightforwardly, I like you, you look like my type, but I'm used to dating a-holes and I don't want to date an a-hole anymore. I want a nice guy, a guy who's into me and wants me, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, oh cool, yeah, I like you, yeah, I think you're beautiful, yeah, let's get to know each other. And then as we're getting to know each other, she would like say certain things to provoke me, try to get me to snap at her, and I knew what she was doing. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to entertain that. I'm not going to give in to that. And so when she would try to get me to snap on her, I just wouldn't snap. I'd just be like, it is what it is. And she asked me, she like flipped on me and said, yo, I don't understand. Like, you don't want to argue with me. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. Like, I'm like basically belittling you, and you're not even trying to combat me. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to combat you. You told me that you date a-holes and you are tired of those people. And that's why you're dating me. I'm not that people. And I'm not going to satisfy you by giving you a taste of them people, them dudes, so that you can just feel like your normal self. Wanting to be combated, wanting to be, downtrodden is not normal. It's not. And if black men are doing this to you, it's a problem and they need to be called out. And I'm not going to be one of those black men to do that. Period. So I remember her saying to me, well, I mean, can't you just argue with me a little bit? It's okay if you argue, it's okay if you give me one slap. And I'm like, I'm not gonna slap you. That's not gonna happen. That ain't my ministry. And the fact that she said that to me turned me off completely. I didn't say it to her then because I was much younger and thought, well, maybe we can work through this, because she was a beautiful girl, a beautiful black girl. And I wanted to be with a beautiful black woman because black girls usually didn't date me. So I thought, well, this is my chance to have that. That obviously, it never worked out. Actually, I'm not going to add that part because there's no need to. That's not going to help the purpose of this video. So since then, I pretty much left myself open. Like, I keep myself open to any woman that's interested in me, regardless of your race. It just so happened that most of the women I've dated, a good 90% of the women that I've dated, been white. And it's interesting, sometimes, I'll be real, sometimes there have been some girls one girl in particular who dated me sort of as a way to rebel against her parents, who were clearly racist to a certain degree. So she kind of used me. But, I didn't know what was going on until I knew what was going on, and then I had to cut that. There are some girls who fetishize black men, and that's still sort of a way of using me. But, I took it for what it was. Again, I was young, so it was kind of like, well, you're getting what you want, and I'm getting something I want too. Boom, And then there are some women who just want to experiment, like literally, and some, there was two white girls who said to me, I'm not gonna lie to you, you seem like a nice guy, so I know I don't have to be threatened, and I really just would love to try some fill in the blank. And so I said, oh, all right, I'll help you out. And that was that. One of them actually we ended up dating. We didn't work out, but she actually ended up, from what I saw on Facebook, ended up getting married to a black man right before the pandemic. So yeah, I guess she never went back. Sorry. In any case, the thing is, I made the decision to just leave myself open to love, to the experience of whoever comes to me, whoever God has for me is who I'm here for. None of those women happen to be black, and I've spoken to some black women. I've asked, like, what's the deal? What's up? And I've spoken to black women who don't know each other because I wanted to see like what the response, what's really going on. And ironically, the response is always the same. You're a nice guy, but you're too nice. As in, you are unreal. So they take it as, for one thing, it's sad, but they said, one person had said, some black women are just not used to a good man. And when they come across a good man, they don't know how to handle it. They don't know, like they're just waiting for the ball to drop. Because sometimes that's what happens. Sometimes they get fooled into thinking that they, made out like a bandit, and then the switch comes, And so that just leaves things dark for me, because me being a good guy, it's like people just don't believe that it's real, believe that I'm a genuinely good guy. And yeah, it's like I don't even know where to go with this, because it's like, no, I don't date black women, but it's not because I don't want to, but it's because they don't want to date me. And I think part of the reason that I wanted to do this video, as I'm remembering, is that like there's always this thing about, black men trying to get away from black women, disrespecting black women. A lot of black men do disrespect black women. They do. But there are also some black women who have no respect for the black man, And I believe in the idea of teaching people how to treat you, No, don't teach me to slap you and degrade you. That's just not gonna happen. But if you as a black woman feel as if I'm not giving you the utmost respect, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I genuinely may not know. I genuinely may not have realized that, that I said something or did something to offend you. And, and this doesn't just go for black women. This goes for women in general. Teach men how to treat you. You're a woman. You deserve to be desired and revered. And I'm willing to do that. There are men out here who are willing and want to just love on a beautiful woman, regardless of race or such. But sometimes, and it's like, I get it. There are women who just want a man to just know, like, I want you to caress me. I want you to hold me, and I want this, and I just want you to know it. It should be intuitive. Sometimes it's just not. Sometimes it becomes intuitive once we've been in a relationship or have married you, and we just know the rhythm. It's real. This video did not go where I planned for it to go. I didn't plan for it to go anywhere. I just knew that I wanted to do a video about this subject. But yeah, my thing is, so now I'm in a place where I've experienced a multitude of women from different races, from different religions, from, the only women that really give me the time of day are white women, if I'm being real, And I asked some girls, why do you? Because some white women, for a lot of them, I have been their first time dating outside of white, or just dating black in general. Because some people lump white and Asian, or maybe white and Hispanic together, or whatever. That's a whole other story. But and I'll ask, like, what made you show interest in me? And it was one particular girl from Long Island. You know who you are, because I think you watched my videos. She had said to me, well, you're big, you're tall, but which usually when you hear big and tall, you would think, it's sad to say, but you hear big and tall, black man, most people categorize that as intimidation. They get intimidated because they have the mindset of angry black man. Whereas other than black, you hear big and tall, you think protective, and such. When they see me in person and they hear me speak and they see my demeanor and see the way that I carry myself, and for some people, once they learn my background and understand that, I am biracial, which for some people, they hear biracial and think, oh, you're not really black. cut that out, stop it. Yes, if you ask me, ultimately I will say I am mixed, but I'm a black man. I just happen to be biracial, product of an interracial relationship. It is what it is. But in any case, the point is, when they get to see me first and know me first, they don't get distracted, basically, from the idea of big, tall, black man intimidation. You know, they know me as the teddy bear first. They get to know me. They love my personality, love what I have to offer. And then we go from there. And race is just not a factor, you know? So, yeah, that's what she had said. And other, women had said pretty much the same thing. The circles that I run with in my being, a musical theater dude and doing music and the type of music I do and just basically the type of stuff that I do in life, I tend to be surrounded primarily by very eccentric types. And yeah, there does not tend to be many black women in that world, in that realm. Because like even my side hustle is working in film festivals and such. As I'm thinking about it, most of the black women who are in that world, they're not checking for me. They're usually already in a relationship or married or older. And either way, the point of this video is, no, it's not that I don't date black women. It's not that I don't want to date black women. It's not that I don't find black women to be exceptionally beautiful. Y'all just not checking for me. I'm sorry, sorry, not sorry. And the thing is, no, I'm not gonna front like I'm a thug just to satisfy your desire. Not all black women do that. I'm speaking somewhat subconsciously to that particular young girl from years ago who made me feel like, I'm lucky enough to have found a nice guy. So if you just rough me up a little bit and then just turn that off, then I can get the best of both worlds. No. So I gotta be something I'm not to keep you. That defeats the purpose of me telling you who I am from the get-go. But yeah, I feel like I could go on in this video, but this video is long enough. So I'm gonna end this here. Who knows, maybe I'll do a part 2. Yeah, in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them there. I'd love to respond to them. Comment, like, subscribe. Is there anything that you want me to talk about? Because I feel like I had a lot of things to say about a lot of things, but I don't really know what it is that people are interested in hearing. But if you tell me, I'm more than glad to talk about it. And I promise I've got music coming. I'm always talking about me being a singer, but I've yet to post any music as of late. But I'm getting more time in life now. Things are changing. Things are, shifting around in my life. And so I'm there, basically, is what I'm saying. But yeah, again, I'm ending this here. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless. Peace.